Aloha and welcome, Jan Wakefield here. I just wanted to go over the channeling session disclaimer and agreement. So, first of all, I want to thank you for participating in a channeling session, whether it's private or public. I'm grateful that you're here. Please read and acknowledge this disclaimer before proceeding. Please understand the nature of services. The information provided during channeling sessions is for educational, spiritual, and entertainment purposes only. These services are not intended to replace professional medical, psychological, financial, legal, or other licensed advice. The scope of services includes insights, guidance, and information received during the sessions are to be considered spiritual and metaphysical in nature. Sessions may explore personal growth, spiritual development, and general life guidance. Information shared is not predictive and should not be taken as absolute truth. You maintain full responsibility for your own decisions and actions. Some important limitations. The practitioner, me, I do not diagnose, treat, or cure any medical condition. I cannot prescribe medications or advise about changing existing medications. I do not provide mental health therapy or counseling. I do not offer financial or investment advice. I do not provide legal counsel, and I cannot guarantee specific outcomes or results. Your responsibilities here are the following. By participating in a channeling session, you acknowledge that you are 18 years of age or older. You understand that this is not a substitute for professional services. You maintain full responsibility for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. You will seek appropriate professional help for medical, psychological, financial, or legal concerns. You exercise your own judgment in applying any information received. Medical and mental health notice. If you are experiencing medical or mental health issues, consult qualified healthcare professionals. Maintain your prescribed treatments and medications. Do not delay or discontinue professional medical care. Treat channeling sessions and channeled healing sessions as complementary to, not replacements for, professional care. Your agreement. By proceeding with the session, you acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agreed to the terms and limitations. Your participation indicates acceptance of these terms and understanding of the non-professional nature of channeling services. Thank you. Everything is moving forward. All right, go ahead and close your eyes. Allow the body to relax and sink into your cushion, your chair cushion. Allow your spine to rest comfortably, your arms to be relaxed, your hands to just rest where they are. And shift around now if you need to. If anything's uncomfortable, just adjust and move slightly. And begin to scan your body from head to toe, looking for areas of tension. Maybe you have facial muscles that are tight. Maybe you spent the whole night clenching your jaw and you're just noticing it now. Expanding air into your chest, your belly. Saying hello to the nerves in your spine. Saying hello to the glands in your body. Hello, pituitary. Hello, pineal. Hello, thyroid. Keep on moving your way down your body. Expanding energy in the hips. I find the hips are an area where a lot of people hold tension. So allowing the hips to relax, allowing the muscles of the belly to just Be loose. And now scanning the legs from the hips to the knees, and the knees to the ankles, and down your feet. Are you connected to the surfaces below you, the earth? Are you holding tension in your feet? And now let the scan go. Just let your thoughts dissolve into your breath. And allow your breath to dissolve into space and nothing. And if tension arises, breathe gently into it. And imagine you are wrapping your arms around any suffering in your body, any tension in your body. Wrap your loving arms around it and say, "It's okay." It is okay. And now tap into the eighth energy center, the bright orb above your head. That could be described as your halo. And imagine now that you pull that eighth energy center around your whole body, as if you reach up above your head with your fingers and gently grasp the edges of that orb so that it expands wide, and the eighth energy center is an orb around your entire body. And knowing now that you tap into the collective information of the earth and humanity. So, for those of you with challenges of any kind, there is someone on your planet who already has the solution to pain, to illness, to suffering, the solution to communication problems, the solution to relationship challenges, the answers to all your parenting questions. And in this energy center that you share with the collective of humanity is pure joy. Someone, somewhere, is experiencing joy so deep and so profound, it is the only thing they can feel. And now you have access to that experience as well. Breathe it in. And now, what is it that you bring today? Do you bring joy, love, connection? Do you bring questions, illness, sadness, challenges of any kind, release those challenges into the orb that surrounds you. And breathe in the answers to your challenges. Even if you can't identify them, ask this eighth energy center around you to allow you access to the solution to any challenge you may be feeling. And know that it is given simply because you ask. And in this earth space, ask for the sensation of complete and total coherence and love within the human race. And notice how the orb surrounding you changes in its quality, color, movement, texture, as you draw in the beauty of positivity, love, joy, coherence, and the magnificent connection of all of humanity. And so you see that if one person can feel it on your planet, one person can experience it on your planet, anyone can experience and feel it on your planet. And here you feel it together. And now, one more thing before we move on to breath practice. Inside the energy center, tapped into the human collective, seek now the sensation of massive abundance, financial, love, wellness. Everything is in the category of abundance. Ask to feel that sensation. Ask for it to inform your cells. Ask for the cells to activate your endocrine system to create chemicals in your body to assist you in remembering the sensation of abundance. And remember this feeling. Remember this feeling. And gently tip your head back, allowing the information of abundance the sensation and feeling, to draw in from the eighth energy center that surrounds you, in through your fifth energy center. As you breathe in, it is as if you draw breath from the eighth energy center in through 5. And as you exhale, the energy goes simultaneously out the top of the head and the base of the spine. Do this breath a minimum of 3 times. In through 5, out through 7 and 1. In through 5, out through 7 and 1. In through 5, both front and back now. Out through 7 and 1. Resume your natural breathing. And you may either leave the eighth energy center around you or release it back to the space above the top of your head. Either way is okay. Continue your natural breathing. Continue remembering the feeling of abundance, connection, love, wellness, and knowing. And this is our breath practice for today. You may continue to do this breath as the session continues. When you are ready, we will take your first question.
The first question comes from Ursula. Dear healers, I often wake up and see mandala patterns when I first open my eyes. It only lasts for a few seconds. What can this be?
The universe itself is comprised of geometric patterns. Earth, so beautifully, has found ways to express the unseen world in artistic expressions. There are paintings throughout the world that you live on where these geometric patterns, which are the blueprint for all of your reality, exist. And so many of you have seen these works of art or experienced them. Think about the world's religions. Religion aims to tap into the unseen world with the concept of God, with the concept of connecting to and speaking to God. This interesting way of creating an outside source for that which is already within all of you makes a framework from which the collective sleeping people can find their way to the unseen world. Think of the artwork within religions. Stained glass windows, creating geometric patterns of beauty and transcendence. Paintings from the Buddhist and the Hindu traditions. Paintings that allow an individual to sit and contemplate while viewing it to the depths of their soul to remember and reconnect with the unseen world and its geometric patterns. Mandala paintings are the same, and there is a tradition, at least one in the world, where these mandala paintings are created in a temporary form on the earth. Many native and religious traditions have a form of this type of temporary creation on the earth, where they create a circle, where they paint within it with natural objects an image. They allow the inner world to live on the earth itself, allowing this expression that so desperately wishes to emerge from within you onto a medium for which the visual capabilities of your eyes can see. Earthlings have found it very helpful to use their visual capacity to allow the 5D and other dimensional worlds to exist in this tiny framework of the visual capacity. Allow the mandalas that you see to begin to emerge into your world. Draw them before you. Use paper, use colors, use the earth, use natural objects, use sand, use anything that feels as if it wishes to be part of your expression, and allow yourself to seek in your digital world, in your art museums, the expressions that you see within you. So if you wake up with a mandala painting or image behind your eyes and it disappears the moment you open them, immediately close your eyes and begin to construct exactly what it looks like on paper before you. Seek out this image. Does it already exist in your world, in a book, in a museum, in a gallery, in your digital collections? Find it, because what you see is asking for you to find it, to see what it means for another in the human world. Should you not feel compelled to seek out, find, or draw the experience of what you see in your dream, simply close your eyes and ask its message. What is it trying to tell you? What is it connecting you to? Is it a place? Is it a concept? Perhaps it is simply your purpose that is attempting to communicate with you from the unseen world in the form of a mandala. Others in your world, as we have described a moment ago, have had this experience as well, and you can draw the information from the 8th energy center. We will take your next question, please.
The next question is also from Ursula. Dear healers, I have heard that jewelry or crystals can help energize and heal. Yet I've also heard that they shouldn't be worn during a healing sessions since they can trap negative energies. Are there reasons to have them or not have them during a channeling session?
Crystalline structures have geometric patterns that are also a form of communication. Crystalline structures on your planet can indeed absorb information. Information is just information. The meaning you apply to it is specific to you. So, you may use a crystalline structure with intention. It may be a conduit for information to pass from one modality to another, from the body to the heavens, from the heavens to the body. It may trap energy or information as you are meditating. And if that information is perceived to you as being negative, what step can you take next? Perhaps, perhaps this crystalline structure is assisting you in some way. Perhaps the perceived negative energy, as you describe it, enters into this crystal, thus relieving it from your physical body. What do you do with it next? The choice is yours. Perhaps it wishes to return that information to the cosmos, to the human collective of the eighth energy center, to the earth itself. Perhaps it wishes to lovingly embrace your perception of negativity so that you can be outside of it for a moment to see that what you perceive as negative is maybe just a form of information. It is communication. Crystalline structures of each kind, and there are numerous on your planet, are a collection of the gravity of information that crystalline structure has brought to you from another world. These structures emerge of earth matter, however, they have extra-dimensional information. Why is it that you go into a place that sells crystalline structures in any form and you are suspended in time? Think of these experiences you have had in moments of emerging into crystalline structural energy and releasing whatever it is that it has to communicate with you through your body, through your cells. And now you see there is a dance that happens with crystalline structures. Wear them, don't wear them. Communicate with them, don't communicate with them. Tap into their extra dimensional information, or don't tap into their extra dimensional information. The important thing for you to understand in this question alone is your need or desire to create things as positive or as negative. Information is simply information. And so long as you live in a state of polarity with information, rather than being at the fulcrum, the center point of where information is all one thing, simply information, you will dance with the negative and the positive. Polarity is a uniquely human concept, a uniquely 3D concept, and if you believe there is one for another, there is balance between the opposites, you will find yourself somewhere on that plane of existence that continually tips up and down, up and down. Move closer to the center of this information. Perhaps see that what you perceive as negative is positive for someone else. Why would that be? We will take your next question.
The next question comes from Miri. Dear blue healers and violet beings, during my meditations, I sometimes experience the presence of black energies around me. Sometimes they come very close, reaching out to touch me and my heart. I would love for you to share some information on these energies and guidance on what I can do when this happens. Thank you so much. Love to you. Love to all of you.
Just a moment before the question was asked, the violet people arrived. And also in the moment before the question was asked, other extra-dimensional beings arrived. The beings who represent this dark shape that you see are here in this space. They are curious to know why humans fear extra-dimensional beings. They are tall, slender, and have a very dark hue. Their dimension is one that no longer has solid form, so they appear as what humans may describe as ghosts that have a very humanoid form, a head with eyes, a neck, a torso, arms, and legs, yet they are not corporeal. Instead, they are more like mist that has a little bit of substance to it, something a little bit more dense than air itself, but not as dense as water, meaning rain that moves through or is a collection of air and water together. They mean no harm of any kind to you or anyone on your planet. However, there is a memory within you that projects darkness as being bad. Your narratives, your stories, your mythology, your religions create this distance from extra-dimensional beings. What is fear? They ask. What is human fear? They ask. The violet people are equally as curious. They would like to know the answer to this as well. And so we will take a moment to speak with this group you have brought to us. They say that human fear is part of the survival mechanism, that when humanity formed into, as they were in a specific time in 3D evolution, the chemistry of the human mind, and it is a primitive human that would not even be called Homo sapien, set forth in motion duality, and fear became not a concept of awareness, but a reaction of survival. And so, in that one moment, the explosion of information that is a parallel to or a metaphor of what you call the beginning of all things, the Big Bang Theory, within one small aspect of itself, the explosion within the evolution of what is currently a human, developed a sense of duality where darkness became a fear. This group of 10th dimensional beings would like to clearly state that they do not exist in a state of fear. They are not representatives of that geometric structure of fear. It is simply an interpretation for those who see these beings based on millions of years of the belief that darkness is somehow to be feared. The simplest recommendation they can offer is to sit with and face darkness, whatever it means to you. Sit and face your fear as if it is separate from you. If your greatest fear is death, if your greatest fear is conflict, sit with it, and allow your 8th energy center to wrap around you. Allow this fear to rest outside your 8th energy center orb surrounding your body. Maybe your fear is that you will be sick forever, that you will die before you are well. If that is the case, you may see your fear as not darkness, but a representation of yourself outside of you. The 10th dimensional beings say that they do not have the ability to shapeshift. Instead, they retain the darkness of their shade because it is simply who they are. They are curious as to why humans are unable to see beauty in the profane. As they interact with your channel's memories, they completely understand how digital representations of fear look a little bit similar to the ways we perceive them. Nothing in this universe wishes to harm you. It is only the fear within you, the information in the cells you have in you, that creates the hologram of conflict with extra-dimensional beings. And it is when this fear is completely released that your ability to communicate will emerge effortlessly. The Pleiadians have arrived. The Arcturians have arrived. The Andromedans have arrived. A reptilian group is here to observe. The 10th dimensional beings will continue to observe. They have nothing more to say at this time. The 12th dimensional beings now surround this space and the participants in an orb, it is okay if you wish to rest outside the orb. We will take your next question, please.
The next question comes from Natalie. Dear Blue Healers, I want to understand the nature of reality and perspectives. If each person's reality and perspective are unique and subjective, why does our world rely on systems like judges, juries, and witnesses, which assume a shared or objective truth? How can we reconcile individual realities with collective agreements? And what wisdom can the collective gain from exploring this paradox? Sending you lots of love.
Many extra-dimensional beings are weighing in on this question. Being that they wish to be most efficient with their answers, they are discussing amongst themselves to allow one message to come through. The most basic answer is that simultaneously the physical 3D evolution on your planet that is in a state of connection to the earth itself and all living things chose in its inception to fulfill and express itself in the 3D world, creating a most concrete expression of all things. And so the evolution of the human, the evolution of plants and animals, and every living and non-living, per human definition on your planet, is evolving to express itself to its greatest possible representation of itself. And so humanity clings to the concrete expressions and its science and the categorization of thoughts in the mind, scientific concepts, and will continue to do so. However, in the past, emerging from itself, emerging in connection to the earth itself, a spark of awareness emerged and it began to grow. Awareness within one individual was a representative of the collective. This spark came from the earth itself, with assistance in some ways from the stars. As the earth shined the reflection of light from the sun to the universe, and the stars interacted with the light of her beauty, awareness became part of who she fundamentally had become in that moment. This became information that spread across the planet. It could have been any living thing that elected to express the beauty of that one moment of awareness. And instead of it being another expression, an animal, a plant, a stone, a tree, it was the human on your world who elected to step into the dance of beauty with the awareness the earth had gleaned from the stars commingling with her own reflection. In this way, because humanity shares the eighth energy center of information, with every breath in and out, the air that is produced on your planet by all living things in the great inhale and exhale of existence on your planet, the information spread throughout all of humanity. And so the human began to leave its appearance as what may have been perceived as something other than human, and its evolution sprang into action because this awareness, information from the universe itself, from the stars, fundamentally changed the cells and how they replicated in the human body. Fast forward to your question. Now it is that awareness has emerged into several methods of expression. The awareness of the interaction of the individual and its separation from all other things. That is what you call science. There also is, equally as important and strong on your planet, what you call spirituality, what you call the foundations of your religions, the connection to the earth's reflection of itself as it commingled with stars. God, as you call it, is a representation of your connection to other dimensions and the unseen world. Yet your narratives around religion have leaned a little bit more toward restrictive boxes, taking the geometric patterns that extend to infinity and beyond your earth. These geometric structures create limitations within the individual. Science, in all its expansiveness, is a box in which the information of the universe is contained. And so now you have systems on your planet that create rules and boundaries. These are used as a form of attempting to adjust the geometric patterns and structures so that they are predictable. In some ways, these geometric patterns and structures as boxes, your judicial system, creates safety and a sense of consistency amongst humans. However, you can also look at these systems and see how they are what a human would describe as abused, or abusive, or as the exact opposite of love and connection. The geometric structure of love has no limitation. The geometric structure of the judicial system, of science in its many individual forms, all have limitations. Limitations are not bad. We hear your voices in your head, trying to make meaning, trying to construct limited boxes within which to hold the information. Instead, we encourage you to simply breathe, to absorb the information in its pure form, which is unlimited. The violet people would like to add information, and we will translate. What they say is, it is both necessary and unnecessary for the constructs of the human world to exist. When the individual no longer requires the box, the limitation, when the individual human has access to the unlimited for more and more periods of time, that information will spread throughout the collective of humanity and to all things on the earth, to the earth itself, and the information of being unlimited in the expression of a human, one single human, that information will begin to spread. The key to releasing yourself from the limited to the unlimited is bravely facing the tension in your body, the fears you experience in your world. Does this mean you get to escape from the constructs of humanity, your science, your judicial system? You do not. You will simply be part of it, knowing that it exists for a purpose, knowing that you are unlimited, and you can still acknowledge, respect, and be part of any system that exists while remaining unlimited within. Perhaps an image that will help is to remind yourself that you are one droplet in the reflection of the earth's love for itself, commingling with the energy and information, the light of, the stars of the entire universe. The extra-dimensional beings are complete with this answer and will take your next question.
It is now 2 minutes past the hour. Would you still like to take another question?
Yes, please ask one more question.
The next question comes from Marianne. Dear Blue Healers, I seem to have made a commitment to navigate this lifetime by myself, and at the same time, I long for the companionship of a partner. Are there lessons I'm still learning that prevent me from opening up to love another? I would love to receive some guidance so I can continue navigating this path. Thank you.
First, we would like to say that the extra-dimensional species who are here, the beings in this space, are emanating human, the vibrational frequency of human love toward the questioner, toward each of you in this space. There are two levels, two answers for this question. The first is there are so many of you that it is completely impossible for any one of you to feel alone. Aside from the colossal expression of humans on your planet, there are other living things for which you can connect. So the concept of being alone is interesting to the extra-dimensional beings. They believe this is due to the limited geometric patterning that humanity has chosen to create to be individual expressions rather than an expression of the collective itself. For you, the question has one answer. That is, where in your history, you as an individual, did you decide to disconnect from all of existence? For any of you who have ever birthed, held, experienced an infant, it is clear to see that even human infants are part of everything. They are sensing and feeling their experiences. They do not have language, visual capacity, of limited visual capacity, or limited languages that exist within them quite yet. We have created a breath practice and spoken very clearly about the ability for any human to return to the senses and feelings of their own infancy. Herein lies the answer to any form of disconnect one human may feel toward others. So in your breath practice, your meditations, ask yourself to remember what it felt like to be the infant who is you in a previous part of this timeline. For some of you who believe that you are meant to be alone forever, it may be easiest to begin reconnecting to being part of all of the collective through some type of animal, canine, feline, equine, or any animal that feels like its vibrational frequency connects to you and your heart. This could be a practice situation. You are so far out of practice that your habit is toward aloneness. However, from the perspective of the dimensional beings in the space today, no human is required to be alone. In fact, it is probably better for humans to be in connection with one another. Please close your eyes as a group If you are still surrounded by your eighth energy center, allow it to continue to remain around you. For those who released the eighth energy center above the head, please pull that information around you so you are within the eighth energy center again. And now breathe in through 6 and 5 to 4. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 at once. Release front to back and up to 8. Breathe in through 6 and 5 to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 at once. Release front to back and out to 8. Resume your natural breathing, recognizing that 8, the energy center itself, has a way that it appears to you. What color is it? Does it breathe with you? Does it move with you? How does it feel around you? Is it light made to water? Is it more like a gel substance? Whatever you experience is right for you. The violet people recede from the space. The reptilians recede from the space. The 10th dimensional beings recede from the space. The Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans recede from the space, except for one Andromedan who remains. 3 blue healers remain in the space. Continue your natural breathing for 3 more breaths. And your 8th energy center recedes to the space above your head. Continue with 3 more breaths. The 12th dimensional beings recede from the space. And communication with the extra dimensional beings is now complete. And when you are ready, open your eyes. I think it would be wonderful for all of you to maintain this beautiful sensation in this space. Thank you all for being here from the bottom of my heart. Sending you lots of love. I understand that Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA, Jan Wakefield Awaken, will own the copyrights to the recordings and all materials created or distributed in connection with these channelings, sessions, and workshops, and that no personal recording devices or cameras are permitted inside the channelings, sessions, or workshops. Any reproduction or distribution of any such materials to third parties without the express written consent of Jan Wakefield is prohibited. I hereby grant Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA, Jan Wakefield Awaken, the right to reproduce in any manner whatsoever, without compensation, any recording of my presence during this channeling, session, or workshop. I assume full responsibility for my reception and use and results from the materials connected with this in any way. Channeling, sessions, and workshops. I assume full responsibility for my reception and use of and results from the materials connected in any way with this channeling, session, or workshop. And I understand that Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA Jan Wakefield Awaken, is responsible only for the orderly presentation of the channelings, sessions, and workshops, and that I am voluntarily responsible for my own participation in channeling, sessions, and workshops, and for my own well-being. I hereby acknowledge and I have read the channeling, sessions, and workshops guidelines fully. I understand them. And by attending a Jan Wakefield channeling session or workshop, I agree to be bound by their terms and conditions. I certify that I am 18 years of age or older, and I accept the channeling, sessions, and workshop guidelines at my own free will.